Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of the Folks of Web3, where we are looking forward to learning more about the people who are here. I'm sure we'll talk plenty about the common topics and stuff in Web3, and if it is your first time ever hearing that term, welcome, I suppose. But that's essentially anything under the umbrella of, crypto, blockchain, Web3 games. It's just kind of building upon the layer that is Web2 or the internet or the common interactions you have from day to day. So we're just going to be talking about a lot of stuff here because truly, we talk a lot about charts, green, red, long, short, ups and downs and all arounds, right? But I've actually gotten to know a good number of people throughout the past couple years of being here and whatnot. And I would actually like to highlight some of them and also get to know some more really cool people here. Some I've met in real life, some I plan to meet in real life, and some I'm going to be meeting up again with before long. So yeah, I have Vivid and Dougie here today, who I've known probably both for over 2 years now. I've met Dougie in person. I need to meet Vivid in person. The dap and the hug will be great. But yeah, we'll first start with Vivid, man. Just want to give a brief introduction of who you are. And yeah, man, just kick it away.
Oh, what's up? Hey, that intro is nice.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm VividXtreme. I've used this name as a gamer tag since I don't know, like high school, early high school days. So it's been around for a while. I use it for every game I play. You can find me on Fortnite, find me on all that stuff. Um, yeah, no, just strolling through one day, twiddling around on my computer and found crypto.com, and it's been all downhill since. I mean, is that a good? I might be using that phrase wrong. Yeah, it's been off to the races.
Were you
That's
too
probably better.
brave? Like, or
I
were you
was
not
I
brave
was
enough?
I was brave enough at first. They came around and got me the second time. But
I see. I
no,
see.
yeah, no, uh,
Yeah, man.
yeah. The space is what it is.
Yeah, and just to give Vivid a little background as well, you can often find the dude in the Mad Meerkat Discord, streaming games, streaming YouTube videos, comedy, stand-up comedy, all that good stuff. Just a good chill sesh. The dude has provided a ton of value to that Discord and that project. Just I believe you're a mod there now, but for a long time there was just a dude who provided, like I said, tons of value as just an active community member. So it's like it's one of those things. You don't have to be the founder. You don't have to be on the team to make an impact. And I mean, I'd just be honest. You've made a pretty big impact in that Discord, and glad to see you now a mod there, man.
It is one of those situations. It was so funny. It's like, well, you are always here, so you should just go ahead and work. Like, okay.
I mean, honestly, it's like, bro, we got active eyes. Let's just like add a layer of like responsibility to it, and we'll go there. But and we can now throw it over to your boy Dougie Fresh if he's not nose deep in some charts. Dougie, you want to give a brief intro, man, and yeah, take it away.
Yeah, appreciate you, Ty. Thank you. We feel honored to be here for the first episode, as well as a little quick brief introduction about me, Dougie Fresh, Cronos degenerate, just long term in Cronos for 3 years now, roughly. Started it off in the Mad Meerkat ecosystem, and personally started my crypto journey from the Shiba Inu phase. My buddy showed it to me at like a bar. We're eating dinner and everything and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, you got to get this coin." I bought the top. I totally bought the top of Shiba, and luckily I downloaded the DeFi wallet, and I was scrolling on the DeFi wallet, and long and behold, just saw VVS Finance and MMF, and started dibbling dabbling in there. Threw some money in, turned into a good amount of money, and I was able to take some of that capital and buy my first Meerkat, and that was my first NFT ever, and as well like my entry into a community. Um, I come from like a Web 2 background where I like to be like really open and like myself, and sometimes I just get made fun of, and it's a little hard just to be real and shit. And Web 3 has been a fucking blessing because you can just openly be yourself. And I like found folks like Vivid and stuff and just like minded people all across the world. and to be able to just have a connection like yourself, Ty, and everything, and be able to meet up in real life events. And just honestly, it's been a fucking blessing. Sorry for my language and everything and stuff. But yeah, it's been an honor, man. So truly blessed and just getting the journey started. So excited, very excited.
Yeah, man, and I think that's a great like segue into kind of just again what we're talking about here. Why this is happening is like, you know, I think there's a lot more to it, to the space than just price action, than just airdrops, and like that's great, and it's also very fair to acknowledge that the majority of sentiment and the majority of conversation and all that good stuff, engagement, is based around monetary value. And it's a great mention that like nothing we talk about and nothing that you hear today, and preferably from any content creator, don't just take that and be like, hey, I'm gonna go buy that or whatever. Do your own research, make your own decisions. This is genuinely not financial advice. It's more anecdotal. Again, I've known these guys for a couple years. Combined, we have years of experience in this space, and that's what we're going to be talking about. We're not trying to go say, "Hey, go get this. You're gonna go be able to go take a rocket ship to the moon, or to Mars or whatever." But if you do end up with a yacht or a really cool like beach house or whatever, hit you boys up and we can, we'll come visit and we'll get to know you. So, but I do want to mention, because Doug, you did kind of touch on a point there before we get too far into it. One of the things that Web3 is what you kind of make it, right? Like, you don't have to interact with anybody. You don't have to go on spaces. You don't have to, heck, even watch these videos or whatever, right? You don't have to trade tokens. You don't have to trade NFTs. You can do any of those things. You can do all of them. That's kind of the whole decentralized aspect of it. And it's the whole, like, you'll find your people here if you spend enough time. And then the other thing that Doug mentioned, man, is it's all across the world. I've interacted with more people all around the world than I ever had in my previous years, just since I've been in Web3, like in all the previous years combined. And I've learned more about people all around the world. I've learned more about like geopolitics and all this crazy stuff. I care more about all the people around the world. And I've also found and realized is that the majority of people here, and I do hold this very true, is most of the people here are just trying to improve their situation or the situation of those around them. Yes, some people are trying to get that Lambo. Some people are trying to get that yacht. Most people that I've encountered are trying to pay off their mom's house, or get their mom a car, or pay off their own house, or like put their kid through college, put it, that's what I've personally found more. So that's again why I want to highlight it, because I think it just doesn't get discussed enough. So yeah, we kind of heard a little bit about how Doug got into crypto or whatever. Vivid, do you have any like fun background or stories and of how you ended up here?
First time buying cryptos like on like the Robinhood apps in like 2018, 2019, or somewhere around then, and then just never really paid off. Like I'd buy it and I'd always sell as soon as it started going down, and just didn't have that mindset of like, DCA or anything like that. Like, no, we're all new at some point in time, right? Randomly just like decided to bid at a loaded lion, and then they had a $10,000 giveaway or something like that, and it kind of pushed everybody to Twitter, and that's where I just met everybody from Web3. I met the Crow fam for the first time, and yeah, we were doing like 24/7 loaded line spaces, doing that. I couldn't put the app down, and it's kind of been here ever since. Um, I don't know. I think the the different things about like collecting art was just one of those things. I've always collected things like Magic the Gathering cards, Pokemon cards, books, just like whatever. Like I collect things, and NFTs made sense to me in a way that was like, okay, well, you know, this is a collectible that is, it's not going to get damaged by weather. It could be stored, transferred electronically. Because like selling Magic the Gathering cards on eBay, you have to pay shipping. You have to do all that stuff. I was like, oh, I don't have to pay shipping. I can just sell something on the blockchain. It just all kind of clicked for me in that way, and that's the initially what I saw was immediate value of being able to contribute to artists anywhere around the world. Uh, and potentially even have them earn from future transactions on that same piece of art. That was the one thing I was like in the early days I was tripping on a lot. I was like, that's cool. Since then, I've seen every different variation of NFT and project come through, but the stuff from back in the day still hits it for me.
That's totally fair, man. And I think we were talking about it before we got the show started. Was you know, a lot of the OG projects that are now rolling out with some advancements and some you know, opportunities like meme coins, for example. But they may have plans down the road, and they have, like, let's just say, you know, 1 to 2 years, 3 years of a track record. For some reason I feel a little bit better, and I don't know why, because like that could rug just as easily as something that's been open for 2 days, and the 2 days thing could be just as legit and be better or whatever. But I think you touched on a point there which we've kind of mentioned a few times, is like you can find your people here. Like you kind of learn, like, oh, I really enjoy those spaces, I really enjoy those people, I like that chain, I like that atmosphere, I like these games, whatever it may be. And I think that's the beauty of this, is like the common aspect of it is, again, blockchain is kind of the underlying aspect there, and Web3 is the underlying aspect, but and the commonality. But what we find is like there's people behind all of this that like have major connection, and again, I think you need to also try to acknowledge like emotion from, you know, again, trading. Like when you buy an NFT or whatever, at least when I've been buying them, I really like the way they look, or things like that. I'll be like, hey, I want to keep this, and then I also need to understand that I can't just always like love all of them and become attached to them, or, you know, the majority of doing all that has resulted in pretty poor results, just, you know, from the previous 2 years of NFT buying and stuff like that. But you know, just to kind of move a little bit into kind of some deeper discussions. What is something that's like that stands out like in your years of being here as being like extremely memorable? Preferably, I mean, hey, maybe it is. It could be like FTX. It could be Terra Luna. Preferably, you know, those are memorable. You know, so for different reasons or whatever. I actually was in Bloomberg because I got interviewed based on a joke tweet I made about FTX and SBF. But yeah, just what's Vivid, you want to go first and then we'll go to Dougie?
Uh, Man, it would be the Super Bowl ad, the halftime show, man. For sure, I was like, it led into the commercial for Crypto.com with LeBron James talking to his younger self, and I mean, every time Crypto.com does something big like that, everybody's looking for QR codes. Everybody's like on their A game, and it's just such an event. Especially, I mean, the Super Bowl is already such an event, but then for us our little pocket of people looking for crypto ads and different things to pop off. But that one in particular, um, you know, you have all those classics. And then I believe that was the day Meerkats went over 1 ETH. And it was just one of those days, just like, so euphoric. Like things are, the floor's sending. Like I think I bought and sold 2 or 3 ETH cats that day, as the floor was climbing. And yeah, is one of those things. Like I know it's the Super Bowl is one of those things that brings the whole world together, but it was cool seeing how like our little pocket of crypto nerds were like really geeking out about it. And yeah, that's probably one day that stands out a lot.
Oh, that's totally fair, man. I remember it pretty vividly, and I anytime there's a crypto related ad and like a QR code on the halftime show or anything important like that, there's murmurs of it. Heck, Doge, if I'm not mistaken, pumped originally because people said there was going to be an ad and or it was going to be mentioned during the Super Bowl, and I think it might have been said once or something like that, but it obviously didn't live up to the hype and then plummeted. And you know, such is life, such is crypto and Web3. But Dougie, man, what's one of the memorable experiences you have here, man?
So I would have to go back to actually the Mad Meerkat event that I held, to be honest. So the reason being, going forth is we had over 25 community members that came all across, I call it the Cali chapter. And we were able to have a successful meetup at a venue and everything, and all like-minded individuals, all different age group, race, all that, etc., came together. People drove, people flew. It was awesome just to see the commitment from a community and everyone that, again, didn't even know each other face like appearance or anything, but were able to just get together and just a centralized place and be themselves and just talk about crypto, talk about Web2, get to know each other and have a face to the PFP that we always like and known, and talk in our favorite Discord chats or Twitter spaces and etc. But that by far was probably one of my greatest experiences and memories in my experience, because I got or in my opinion, I got to bring my family too. So that was just cool to see my dad be like, I was really proud to see what you were able to like make happen and everything and stuff. So I personally even had my dad invested into crypto, onboarded him. It's been a hard journey with him because he was affected in the Mad Meerkat crash when everything was falling down, and he personally put a good amount of capital into it. So he's a dollar figure guy, boomer. He gets attached to the number go up, number go down. So when number went down, he kind of got like against crypto. But with my progress and everything I've been able to do in Web3, securing jobs, securing just community members, what's called community management as well, ambassadorships from protocols and projects. He's truly been able to see the true light of what's capable as well, what crypto can actually be capable of. He's seen what people have came together. He's seen the money that's able to come out of the cards and everything and stuff. So he's truly like getting over all the stocks and everything and transitioning to crypto, and it's awesome. I got him pushing the button. I got him doing all the degen stuff now with me, and he holds to zero. He rides, he sells the tops with me. He's with me, so it's awesome, man. So I think that's one of my greatest Web3 experiences.
Dude, that's pretty awesome. That came pretty full circle. And just to give a shout out to Sir Papa Fresh. When I met Dougie, they were very hospitable, and I was able to kind of kick it in their backyard for a couple days. I didn't like sleep there. Don't worry, I didn't roll out a sleeping bag or anything. But I hung out with Dougie for a couple days, and they were totally cool, very nice, very respectable, and respectful, and had a cool dog as well. So just to give a shout out to the people who open their doors to you and are very very welcoming. Good company is good company. So, but I want to kind of touch on a point. A couple of them actually, if you don't mind, Doug. So this Cali meetup, for example, right? Like, we've talked actually a decent bit about Mad Meerkat, and I honestly on this channel, the majority of the content for a while was Mad Meerkat based. I still hold the majority of whatever I've ever had or bought. I own way too many Polygon cats because I like the color purple and blue and all this stuff. Like straight up, man. Like I still like the way they look and stuff. And so a lot of my good friends still rock the PFP. I rocked it for a while on and off. For still up to this day, I just changed it back to my YouTube PFP just like a week or two ago. And it's one of those things where it goes up, it goes down. But I found a lot of people who were like-minded in terms of being like pretty accepting. Like people come from all walks of life, all backgrounds, all shapes and sizes, all around the world. And when you can truly have like kind of mutual respect, but then actually what Doug was talking about earlier was like we kind of, joke around and josh and kind of, make fun occasionally. But at the same time, it's one of heck, even as you mentioned earlier, pushed a button, which is like Carl and his traffic spaces daily, which I'm often there. And these guys often are as well. There's actually a lot of mutual respect in traffic, but also just in the Discord and meeting all these people. And I think that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed, where you can have differing views. Like I've gone back and forth with you guys. We've gone back and forth with how many different people who you still respect and enjoy their company to this day. Just because, again, you have the understanding and respect that I have a different background and maybe ethos and trading and investing and all this different stuff. And you may have a different ethos. But as Doug said, even like, his dad's moving from stocks to crypto. It's like, hey, live your life. Not saying to do that, but at the same time, again, to each their own. So yeah, thank you guys. Truly, this has been a solid, enjoyable conversation so far. But I do kind of want to throw it back to something that I mentioned earlier, and also I have a question about for you guys, and we'll throw it to DougieFresh just because I've been, favoring the Viv up there. You know, what do you think people are truly looking for in Web3? Like, what is the like? Let's just say out of 100 people who are here, what are they looking for? You know what I mean? Like, you just randomly pick a dude out of the crowd. Like, what do you think the average? Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I'll say it too. I came for the money. I stayed for the community, the friendships and everything and stuff. Everyone probably like not everyone, but a lot of people, I would say majority that get into crypto is because they see the gains, they hear the Shiba like craze and the Doge craze, and now we had Pepe on ETH that happened and everything. The last bull cycle or bear cycle to bull now. And now you're personally I personally got into it for the gains, and then met community members like Vivid, yourself, and it honestly didn't really care about the money. The money will come in the end, in my eyes, in my opinion. Just stay true, don't overextend, and just, if you truly believe or have conviction into a project or a token, then you accumulate. That's my opinion and experience too, as well. And you get rewarded in the long run, and you just got to make sure to pull out and make sure to secure yourself in the long. So it's all about how you play it, but I feel like a lot of individuals come for the money, but once you actually dibble and like put your head under the hood, there's a lot going on in Web3, and you can make a lot of connections, networking wise, and like we even talked about prior in the space. It's like all the individuals all over the world. Like, it's just literally crazy, dude. I can't get over it. I, like you said too, as well, trying to start to repeat, but it's just like, it's crazy. I've even met people like all over, like Australia, China, like everywhere and stuff, and we see them in Twitter Spaces, Singapore, and like I'm so stuck in my little chamber in here in Cali, and it's just like it's nice to open up my horizons and actually, get a perspective.
Yeah, man. And I think you may agree, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like, it's not like making money and being here for money is not mutually exclusive to also meeting people and meeting folks from all around the world and providing value to their lives and them providing value to your life and all that stuff. Like, I've gotten, like, there's people, like, I was actually going to bring it up earlier, like meeting 21 for the first time. The first time I saw the dude, like, I didn't know what he looked like. I didn't know anything. Dude, immediately knew who he was. Like, it was one of the weirdest, like, the dap, the hug. It was truly something. I met Dougie, was essentially the same way. Although I did feel like I could probably, like, snap Dougie in two with my bare hands, unfortunately. But same with Hoddle. Just got to throw him in here, give him a stray. But truly, it's at the same time, it's like those are people who I'm just so lucky to break bread with, and I wouldn't have met them if I didn't open myself to meeting quality folks and awesome people through Web3 and stuff. But again, you can also still make money actively during that time as well. It's usually when you're trying to take money off the backs of those people and your friends and stuff, people don't really jive with that. Don't recommend.
Yeah.
Don't recommend.
If I can chime in real quick.
Yeah.
Hoddle. So like, shout out to Hoddle, real one. Individuals like him, again, Vivid and yourself at like Mentor Indo, they didn't even know me, like, and they were there in the DMs, there to support and etc. And like, personally, like, I've never had that just motivation and push and strive to like, hey, you can do better. Hey, don't be doing this. Hey, like, think about where you're moving, and like, they try to strategically help me. Like Hoddle, I was struggling and was working paycheck to paycheck, and I didn't have a computer at the time. I was degenning on my phone. He's like, dude, F this. Like, I'm getting you a freaking computer, and sent me literally a Mac. And again, I haven't met him in person or anything, just met through Discord and a community. And to this day, I consider him a really good friend, just because all the memories and the friendship and the connections that we made together. And like I said, or like we said and everything and stuff, like, the money is cool and all, but like it just followed in the end. Like, we break bread together. It's not fun eating at the dinner table alone, and if you're taking off the people's back, ain't gonna eat with you if you're just, taking extra bites here and there and everything and stuff. So in my opinion, it's nice to have the whole team and the family at the dinner table, because it's nice to have a cheers and a toast.
It's also much more sustainable that way. I feel like you can operate in this space longer and it provide more value. Like I said, past just the monetary aspect to your life and meeting these folks. And as you said, like heck, Huddle sat down with me and onboarded me and to some different stuff and helped me bridge and use different sites and apps. I wanted to, have a reputable source who knew what they were talking about before I started clicking on things. Friendly reminder: don't click on random shit and don't connect your wallet to random shit like Doug. But Vivid, you got anything like? What do you think people are here for, man?
The first thing that came to mind was the meme that's like, guys only want one thing, and it's disgusting. But then it's just like we're like pushing the button. It's like everybody's here, they only want one thing, and it's money. But then we're just pushing the button. I mean, we do some just like silly stuff in this space that's like fun to us. Like, uh, yeah, I think like the obvious thing is, yeah, it's like the same thing that made me click on that crypto.com page was I was like, oh, crypto.com selling NFTs. That sounds like money, money, money. You know what I mean? But like, and then I'm here and I'm pushing a button for an hour. Like we stay for the other stuff. Um, yeah, for sure.
It keeps our attention, I feel like, and maybe that says a lot about us, and we're just like, amoebas with thumbs, but and no logical thoughts. But at the same time, like especially folks who have spent a many years on the internet, like sometimes things don't need to make sense. Like sometimes things are viral and memes and whatever because of a sound of a clip made, or because of a certain expression. There's people who are memes today who are like, who were memes 20 years ago, like Good Guy Brian and all that good stuff, like the oldest OG stuff, the old websites and stuff. Like I Can't Has Cheeseburger. I just thought about that the other day. It used to be cat memes. Like it used to be like, it's just and I think this is probably just going to continue. Like things don't have to make complete and utter total sense, because again, like I don't know, we're in 2024, man. Not everything makes complete and utter total sense. But yeah, like I appreciate your guys take on that, because it's something that's said very frequently, came for the money, save for the community. But I think when you actually again have 2 years, multiple years of showing that and proving that, it's one of those things. So do you guys think that there's anything truly slept on, like any project, any people builders that are truly like slept?
Everything.
Every bro, mass adoption is coming. We're going to the moon, boys. Better get your astronaut suit packed, right?
What I mean by that is all the good projects that are building stuff, nobody cares because they're not gonna care until that project starts making hella money. And that's the sad part of this phase right now. Is like people want the new thing, the like price go up thing, but there's stuff that's been was invested in 2 years ago that's being built, is built. We should start seeing the fruits of that labor that's been put in for years, not expecting the next new mint to be what makes everything happen. Like we should be expecting the stuff that we minted 2 years ago to be making happen, but right now it's not. It's just completely kind of being overlooked by there's just so many examples of it right now in different things. And until that NFT bull market comes back, it was like, I don't know if if some of these things we built in the bear will ever see the light of day.
No, I think you bring up great points where actually, like people said a year or two ago, 99% or 95% of NFTs will be worthless. And we've seen the majority of them have become that way. And I will say that it seems that the market truly rewards and values attentiveness, public appearances, and being attentive from a founder perspective or a team perspective. there's some of the folks who have some of the better credibility, the folks who haven't just vanished for 2 years and then come back and drop a token and then leave again for 2 years, which, hey, again, people are going to use the space how they're going to use it, because again, it's decentralized. People can enter and leave how they want. But it is one of those things where it is unfortunate that so many people and so many brands that raised such a large amount of capital truly haven't turned that into viable products or viable anything of interest that people really care about. But again, it doesn't mean that it can't happen, right? And it doesn't mean that it won't happen or anything like that. I do look. I am happy to see even some brands and whatnot. Like Pudgy's had a lot of activity and support over the past year or so, and you got other brands. You got new chains, layer twos, and you got people building upon it. ZK, all that stuff is just in a couple of years. It'll be interesting to see who wins out. So, just to throw it back to you, Vivid, and then to Doug, do you see any trends that you foresee, like kind of sustaining like the test of time, like? Do you believe in any long term? And it doesn't have to be like, hey, go. This is what my bag is all in, or whatever. It's just more. Do you see the space kind of going one direction over another?
I mean, the space as a whole, there's just so many different avenues for like Web3 technology to like nail down where any specific thing is going. But like I see still a lot of good things with like ticketing in music festivals and different events, just to like save a digital copy of like a memorable moment and a lot of things like that. And also it allows organizations like drop discounts or tickets or like coupons essentially. You can treat your blockchain like uh essentially like a mailing list, the email list. You have all the addresses that are interacting. Like there's a lot of potential and all that. Um, but I mean, I've been in so many spaces where great ideas were thrown out, and then we look them up and we're like, oh, well, they're already using blockchain in hospitals now, or they're already you teaching blockchain in schools. Like the ball's rolling, and so many of the ideas that we were like, yeah, that why isn't that happening? Might already be happening. And so I think the space is moving with or without us at a speed that they just hold on for dear life and see what you can find your niche. Like, yeah,
No,
find your space,
I think it's a great answer, man. A broad stroke saying like, hey, there's a lot of different ways this can go, and a lot of different viable options and use cases. Just kind of depends on who and what is built upon it. But Dougie, you got any thoughts on what you think is going to be like kind of a sustainable trend, or like a the direction forward?
Sustainable trend. I think everyone's getting over the Ponzi-nomic. Like, if you don't know where the yield's coming from, you are the yield at the end of the day. And when I come with that, I mean, let's say if a token has a mintable supply and you're participating in a protocol and it's handing out these emissions, and you don't know where the money's coming from, you probably are the money that's getting yielded out of it. So one thing I've been seeing is protocol fees, and they utilize that for either buybacks or just development of the project. So one project personally worked for and bullish on, wouldn't have taken the job if I wasn't, was WolfSwap. WolfSwap integrating similar copy model of Jupiter. Jupiter is one of the top DEX exchanges on, excuse me, sorry, on Solana blockchain. So to get that integrated over here on Cronos, in my opinion, was a nice like catalyst in seeing liquidity aggregators, so you can get the best price optimization as well. Um, gamified leaderboard with trading volume and points. So it's kind of incentivizing you to trade, but as well, if you invest into the token, they use their own protocol fees for buybacks on their Moon token. So like, I think more people and projects are going to take that model and try to integrate where they do either a tax on their contract and like either a small claim, like if you have to do like a claim on a contract or a staking pool, either like a 1 or like 2.5 crow like claim and everything. Say if you're doing LPs and everything and stuff like for claiming rewards, I think again, if they're able to implement that model, and if you're invested into the ecosystem, it kind of makes you want to use it because you're essentially just giving more power to the project to have for development and again for buybacks.
I get what you're saying. So what I heard was Doug has a fat bag of moon, and he wants everybody to know. But
Research, not finance.
yeah, did I hear you correctly where you said you took a job or something? You took a little what?
Yeah, I'm a paid ambassador by the Moon, or Wolf Swap team. So yeah.
Heck yeah, man. And just to briefly touch on that because I feel like I've talked a lot for having you guys on. Is folks who spent a lot of time here truly can essentially build up a Web3 resume that's desirable to either Web2 brands entering Web3 or just native Web3 brands, because there is a pretty unique even lingo and terminology and all this stuff for, heck, you don't even call it cash, fiat and all this different stuff, and the list goes on and on. So it is helpful to have folks who have the boots on the ground, who are representatives and can also be interactive and answer questions and all this stuff for these brands. So just a shout out to folks who want to do that or are intrigued or encouraged. I do want to also note though that occasionally some brands and some of those Web3 jobs are tied to market movements and things like that. So we saw that actually when the bear rolled around a few years back, that quite a few jobs and hiring was pretty depleted. So unfortunate to see, but again, we we operate in a pretty cutting a newer space, so it's still getting its feet under it and stuff like that. So I do, if it's cool with you guys, I kind of want to get to know like you guys just a little bit more. Like Vivid, you like, I know you DJ and you spin music and all this different stuff for us at times and all this different stuff, but I want to learn a little bit more about you guys. Like, do you have like any hobbies outside of staring at charts? I know Doug doesn't, like, just to see. I feel bad because I'm even like joshing with Doug in this, where at the beginning he was like, man, people pick on me. But like, it's just yeah, it's like I know Doug looks at charts for like all the hours of the day because I've literally seen him do it. But Vivid, you got any like hobbies or any interests that maybe aren't crypto related?
Yeah, I was fireside last night. We were at the bonfire, doing a little drinking, but playing some music. I've been playing music since I was 12 years old. Play guitar. I started playing drums when I was about 14. So playing music for most of my life. I have so many little dumb hobbies. Like I almost feel like I do too many things because it's like I just kind of half-ass a lot of stuff. I love Magic the Gathering. I love playing like tabletop card games. You know, go little gambling too. Go to casino. Actually, last night, funny gambling story. Going to the party after work. Bought a case of Michelob, a case of Cayman Jack, $20 in gas, and a Black and Mild. And I said, you know what? Go ahead and throw a $10 scratcher on there. I gave him $100 bill. Went out there, put gas in my card, and scratched that bitch. $100. I went back in there and grabbed my $100 bill right back. So I feel like I almost consider being lucky kind of a hobby. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Bro, go buy another, man. That's some solid luck right there. Look at that.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I just feel it sometimes.
Hey man, I used to play games with a friend who seriously had the best luck. Like the rarest drops on like seriously like one or two. He's like, yeah, I killed 2 people and it dropped. And it's like, dude, people farm that for days or hours or whatever.
Literally everybody I knew has always said that about me. Like, it's like, how the hell? I don't know, man. I just expect good things, I guess. So exude that energy and it might come back to you.
Facts, man. I mean, like I said at the beginning, man, you added a lot of value by being just yourself, vibing out in the Meerkat Discord. So can't be understated. Good company is good company, as I said earlier. So Dougie, you got any? And just to throw just real quick, yeah, Vivid's like, yo, I played disc golf today, and I'm like, whoa, dude, like what? He's all, you're all over the place, man. So and you're a beast at gaming too. You didn't even mention like Fortnite and all that stuff that you like to get in on.
You're really good.
I feel like I kind of consider myself retired. I feel like I'm wasting. When I'm playing games, because I just get into it too much. I like go full into it, and as it's kind of a time suck for me in this time part of my life. So I have games on the back burner for now. But yeah, you can definitely check out my TikTok, VividXtreme. You see all my old Fortnite stuff. I even got some like real like semi-pro tournaments on there and stuff like that. Kind of cool.
That is cool, man. That's hype. Doug, you got hobbies outside of red and green candles?
Lately I started taking up golfing actually. Shout out to
Really?
Papa Fresh for yeah, he started getting me on that. So personally, yeah, I've been enjoying that a lot and never thought I would, but I think that just comes with growing up, I think, and just trying to settle down. I'm just being honest, dude. Like, yeah, like you said, Ty, I'm always freaking constantly looking at charts and just all over the place, freaking yeah, just pacing Twitter Spaces, Discord, freaking managing DMs, etc. Just always back and forth. So what I like about golf, in my opinion, is just yeah, like you get to just focus on one thing, and that's just hitting the ball and just trying to have a good stroke. And every swing's different, so I mean you can't perfect the craft and everything, but I always try to get better at it, and so it's just fun. Yeah, it's just a challenge, mental game and it's nice to like relax and just only focus on one thing. So yeah, that's one hobby I've been enjoying. So definitely need to pick up more. I'm trapped in here like a caveman and full degen. Like yeah, I need to get some light. Looking like what's it called, the Howie or whatever from Benchwarmers when he goes out.
Oh, dude,
to
when
the,
I know exactly what you're talking about. The dude with the sunscreen and stuff too. Like man.
like, yeah,
You gotta
dude.
come out of the house. You gotta come out of the house. No.
Dude, I gotta say that movie actually has some quotable moments that, like, to this day, macaroni's on steroids. Like, oh god, it's so bad.
Such a classic. One you can just repeat and watch and just, throw it back and just never gets old.
Yeah, Step Brothers actually has a few obviously very quotable lines as well. Um, yeah, so just what are you and just to focus one more time on you guys, what are some of your long-term goals? Whether it's this Web3 space, whether it's, life, whether it's, all that stuff. Just Vivid, I'll throw it to you first.
um, Man, if only. I mean, I have goals, but I don't really have like a long-term view of where those goals will take me. Right now, just currently trying to learn how to produce some music, picking up another hobby. You know what I mean? Um, Trying to do something in that space. Music's a huge part of my life. I go to a lot of festivals. Uh, Try to volunteer at some festivals, saves on the cost of going to those festivals. Um, I just, I just want to be able to live independently and go and have these kind of experiences. And I think utilizing the crypto space in some way to make that happen is really the goal right now. The view that I haven't, but just taking it day by day. Yeah, gonna see where that takes me.
Hey man, that's a solid way to go, man. That's a great way. I truly, there was a time in my life where I was like, man, I can go get steak and not worry, not even think about how much they're gonna charge me, and I can get guac on my burrito and not worry about it. And I was like, bro, this is financial independence. And then now I'm like, wait, it's how much to get a house, bro? It's how much? How much is rent? It's like, yeah. So yeah. I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to be. Oh, I'm gonna, cure cancer and build a million homes for the homeless. But I think it's cool just to know. I mean, yeah, and I've even seen you kind of expand your music festival, like volunteering and all that stuff. I think you even met Jet, who was another meerkat you met through
Yeah,
the
Electric
Discord
Forest.
at a festival. So
I would love to go back to Electric Forest and make that happen again for sure.
that's awesome, man. Doug, how about you, man? You got any goals? Just out of
Yeah,
curiosity.
I'd say goal wise is to um let's say just keep providing for my family as well. I think one awesome thing would be like if I was able to have a time where, like, let's say Vivid and I live together, and I don't know, I think it'd be sick if we created like a content house.
Content house, let's go.
Yeah, and just freaking got to
Oh,
do what we love to do every
eating
day.
a
Freaking,
burrow.
yeah, I could DJ. We could game, we could do
Yeah.
Twitter Spaces, we could do like all that. So like I don't know. I think that would be awesome. So I mean, call it the Madhouse, cliche, meerkats and everything. But so like I don't know. That'd be awesome. Truly, like that'd be a goal, and that'd be able to sit there and just cheers and say if we hosted like freaking events too, and be like, we fucking did it, dude. That'd be awesome.
Here first. Let's go.
Bro, this is the first I'm hearing of it too. This is like this hilarious, man.
Yeah,
That's
dude, we'd have that in the back burner, and like that'd be a fucking goal, dude. That'd be
Like,
awesome. And
we
like,
get a
imagine
free
if like we held
content.
like imagine we had like a party or whatever, like an event, and then like again, Vivid's like DJing and everything, be able to pay him for like doing his skill, like help each other out, man. Like win out, like it would be awesome.
where
So
is this? Where is this gonna be? Where like? And you don't gotta give a state or
I think it
town.
should be centrally located, if you know what I mean.
Bro, that's funny. I just found out the other day, you have to apply for it and get approved. They like interview you and stuff. But dude, West Virginia is paying you 12 grand over 2 years if you move there. If you
what?
do remote work, and the first year is 10 out of the 12
Oh,
grand, and then
Arkansas is doing the same thing.
well, but see, like I love Appalachia, bro. The beautiful
Yeah.
views, the amount of space, bro. You could actually have like you could build like different structures, and then you can host little Web3 festivals and shit. Could you imagine if like you were the hub, and this is like this? We'll just look back on this podcast and be like, all right, the mad, like,
Yeah, so I just recently started looking at Shabala Music Festival in Canada, and it's crazy how some of these festivals start, where it's just somebody with some land.
yeah.
They're like, it's gonna have a thing, and then it turns into a bigger thing, and then it turns into a 25-year long running festival. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
No, no, that's how a lot of them work. Is somebody has enough land to where it's like obviously their neighbors aren't going to care because they're so far away, and like they can essentially set the rules because there's different areas, rural areas of the country, and also outside the U.S. obviously that like don't have such strict guidelines. It's not like your HOA is going to be mad when you own 200 acres or some crazy stuff. But I did want to mention as well that I think we're planning on. Well, I don't know about we, but I believe Carl is trying to set up the bunker DAO for CrowFam. We talk about it in traffic on the daily or Monday through Friday, and I think we need to also operate, or we need to work alongside them so we can get these bunkers ready. Because I don't know about y'all, but just to be frank, I don't know if a whole bunch of Web3 degenerates are like who I would want to be stuck with during the apocalypse. It'd be hilarious, it'd be great, but God, that would be it'd be an interesting group to say the least.
Yo, you think
Well,
we
it'd be
sold?
fine. We'd have Helium Mobile, so we'll be able to
Uh, I do
probably
be
do
having
something.
I slipped on that, unfortunately.
No, just download the app. You can start earning helium now. Use my referral code.
Oh, you heard it here first. Vivid, comment your referral code down in the comments
Will
when we're
do.
there, and I'll reply to it only to Vivid. So if you see a link that's commented not by me, it's not Vivid's and it's not legit. Don't
Look
do
at
that.
this. I already have. Okay, so I've been in for 22 days, and I have 8,552 mobile to claim just from
Is that
walking
like
around.
3 cents or?
It's roughly. It's almost $20. Hold up, let me.
Hey man, that's hype.
Yeah. Okay, so I can pay my
Oh,
bill with mobile, with the mobile that I earn. Okay, so 1 month, yeah. So $20 of mobile is 9,000 mobile. I have 8,000 mobile, so I almost have enough mobile to pay for my next month's service.
That's cool,
With
man.
with the yeah, so hopefully that works out good. Alice is supposed to be hooking me up with an outdoor hotspot, maybe. We're trying to figure something out. But I feel like Helium Mobile is definitely doing something different. For $20 a month, how can you beat it? The service has been fine everywhere I've been, but
No,
yeah.
that's awesome. I've heard a lot about from Atlas, and I think Carl mentioned it the other day. Dougie mentioned it. So yeah, check out Helium Mobile. I own nothing. I'm not trying to just like go read up on it. But I want to wrap up with two questions and then some just closing thoughts, if that's cool with y'all. And appreciate y'all's time, obviously, and being the first guest to get this rolling. We'll, I'm sure it'll look different by like episode 10 or some shit. You know what I mean? But I'm sure this isn't the last time you guys will be talking on this either, because y'all are some gems for different reasons. But no, I'm just messing. But I want to know like what advice you guys would give to somebody who's starting their Web3 journey today or tomorrow. And maybe clear up any common misunderstandings of the space or whatever. What would your advice be? What would your tips be to a new user? I'll go Dougie first because he'll probably have some. Vivid will go, and then Dougie will probably have more to add on because I think you've gotten rugged like at least 4,000 times. So Doug, what tips would you have, man?
I get rugged at least, I would say 10 times a week. Frick, man, I'm not perfect. I'm a degenerate and everything. Always invest. No, not always, but only invest where you're. Only invest where you're capable of afford to lose. If you are getting into like Web3, I would consider the money that you're putting into the side as disposable income if you're capable of it. So if you're putting money in the system and it's a substantial amount, and if that goes to zero or has a price impact and you're not capable to either handle that or DCA, then I wouldn't throw your bag at it. Always do your research, all that goodness, and etc. But yeah, just don't throw your whole CAWK on the table, and just make sure to layer in accordingly, and yeah, just explore. Don't be scared to try new ecosystems. Diversity is key, I think. Don't have all your eggs in one basket, and explore and have fun.
I think you touched on great points. One thing I gotta say before I throw it to Vivid is if you're connecting to a site that you really don't know, or if you're minting for the first time and you really don't know about like the authenticity of the site or anything like that, please do not use your regular hot wallet. The wallet that you keep everything in, or maybe keep some in cold storage or something that you don't touch. If you only use one wallet for everything, the likelihood of again losing everything goes up, dramatically. And then obviously check out, be careful about links and random stuff that people send you. So Vivid, what tips do you have for somebody, entering the space?
Hang if you haven't already joined X and jump in the Twitter spaces. Sometimes is good information in there. Sometimes it's just it's just a Twitter space. But that's where I started. I mean, I minted my first NFT, went to Twitter, saw a bunch of other people with NFTs, and if I had questions, I just asked them. And yeah, be weary of the people that slide your DMs trying to help you. I prefer listening to somebody, talking to somebody. I've always said it. The truth just sounds different. Um, doesn't mean that somebody won't just directly lie to your face and try to scam you, but there's that level of connection. It's where you find community. I'm just in the Discords and Twitter spaces, but I prefer voice chats. I prefer spaces. Um, it's just how I get my information.
No, I'm totally with you, man. I feel like when you actually hear the person talk, you get a lot better sense of what their intentions are, how serious they are. And it's not just the folk like, and I do want to mention because viewership is global as well. Even if English isn't your first language, or if you want to host spaces or talk to folks in your native language and stuff, there's tons of people all in all projects and stuff who speak a variety of languages. There's even some discords that have like separate chat, like text chats and stuff for different languages, or voice chats for different languages. So find your folks. There's a lot out there. And I completely agree where when you hear a person, there's something to like, I don't know, I feel like I get the sense of the bullshit a lot quicker. So
Yeah, I've always felt that this true sounds different.
yeah, no, it totally does. And Doug, do you have any other tips? Because I figured you have thought of some that you forgot to mention, but anything to add?
No, yeah, I think we're good here.
Cool,
We're
cool.
good. Like you said, use burner wallets if you're connecting to a first site or not sure if it's a site that you want to do. Always have a backup, not backup, but have a ledger too if you're looking to have like long-term investments and want to put them away in storage and don't want to have like what's it called, just any fear of losing your assets. Then that's the way to go if you're gonna go long-term, hold diamond hands and not degenerate and everything. You just want to buy and throw some stuff away in the safe. Get a ledger. I personally still need to get one, but yeah.
I when I got one a year or two ago, I used Vivid's referral link. Bro, what y'all, man, I need to get these referral links. So I'm plugging y'all shit. What? Oh my god.
Yo, okay, so I've had 3 people use links, use the referral link. So that was $30 of the Bitcoin. I'm gonna check it right now. Last time I checked, that $30 of the Bitcoin right now is $77 just from Ledger referral links.
The numbers speak for themselves, not financial advice. But hey, that's Ledger referral right there, giving you Bitcoin if I'm not mistaken. So that's really cool, man. So just to wrap it up before we get to closing statements and where people can find you, is there anything that you guys feel people should know about you, or you want people to know about you, or even about Web3 in general, but like, especially more on the y'all side of things? Like, Doug, you can rock first if you want. Is there anything you want people to know about you besides don't follow your TA?
Sorry, I got distracted with the fucking Twitter's post. What
Oh,
was the
you're good.
question again?
You're good, man. Is there anything you want people to know about you besides the fact that you are habitually spending 20 hours a day on Twitter and deck screener?
If you have any questions and looking to get onboarded into the Cronos ecosystem or just want a little look around, don't have any hesitant to reach out. Always have a helping hand. Find me on Twitter, Dougie_E_Fresh. Yeah, 18. And don't be shy. We're here as a family, Crow fam. Number go up, number go down, but we still hold strong together. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's great. And Dougie's Twitter is DougieFresh1813. In case you're just listening in, but I do have it pulled up on the video. Vivid, do you have anything that you want people to know about you, or they should know about you?
No, you know where to find me. Y'all always be posted up in the Meerkat Discord and VC. I'm a mod in that Discord, but yeah, ever want to hit me up about anything, you know where to find me. I'll be in that general lounge. We watch Survivor every week, or movies every once in a while. Like, we just do whatever. So yeah, I'm just here hanging out. And follow me on VividXtreme. It's on everything. VividXtreme on Instagram, Twitter, everything else. So.
Yeah, man. And yeah, Vivid's in there a decent number of weeknights, especially in the Mad Meerkat Discord. Evening times, US time usually. Streaming Fortnite, playing with a number of us, or like I said before, streaming YouTube videos. I've learned a lot about pop culture, like the Kia Boys and stuff like that. Things I need to be aware of. Different areas of the country and all that crazy stuff, like Channel 5 News, we watch that. Like it's just a good time, and the best part is, man, it's essentially the way I look at it, and I consider spaces a similar way. It's kind of like a watering hole, where like it's like the water cooler, where like people can come and like talk about a lot of different stuff. You get a better idea of who that person is. They're not so scripted, and they're a little more loosey goosey and stuff. And heck, there's been times in there where we've been cheersing and buying, and like there's people giving away thousands of dollars at times. Not on the reg. Don't be joining expecting all that. We're not that lavish yet, but maybe one day. So yeah, I want to offer any closing statements, but also you guys kind of mentioned where they could find you on Discord and on Twitter. So any closing thoughts from either of you before we head on out of here?
Stay safe. Don't click any links I wouldn't. I mean,
and maybe don't click the links that he would either. Just
I wouldn't click those links with his mouse.
so just to kind of mention that, and we'll wrap up, is you can totally operate in this space and succeed in this space and find great people, great gains, all that different stuff, and great losses by doing different things. Like, do what you prefer, do what you like, and you find success with. Like, the way Dougie trades and the way I trade are totally different. We both find success. I'm very happy when he wins, I'm very sad when he loses, and I don't even know about the opposite. But it's a very real thing that there's different strokes for different folks in reality. And the other thing is, always relate, like I've said before, what any content creator says about anything, especially financially related, because again, your background, your upbringing, your financial situation, all that stuff, and your risk tolerance especially, may be totally different. So it's one of those things. Relate it back to your situation, relate it back to your goals, and see how things can help that and benefit that. So I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. This is DougieFresh and VividXtreme, and this is your boy TyLucky. I am the Coffee and Vibes intern over at DigiPals. I will have hopefully Mag on here at some point from DigiPals. She is a wonderful, wonderful person. Maybe have Kit on here, potentially Samson at some point. But I do want to acknowledge they're completely halfway around the world, so times and all that different stuff can be kind of hectic. But I just want to acknowledge, thank you guys for joining me. If you guys are curious to learn more about who DigiPals is, that wasn't the topic of today's conversation, but who I work for and who I support and who support me and stuff, head on over especially to their Discord. There's incredible ambassadors, incredible guild leaders for the different groups that are there, and just great members, community members, and gamers primarily that really would love to just teach you guys, answer any questions and stuff. And that's a great way to just end it. But my last bit of advice, if you have any questions about a project, about a dev, about anything like that, just go to their Discord, go try to find them and talk to them and all this stuff. Most of the people in Web3, or most projects in Web3 that aren't in the top 20 tokens and very their DMs are crazy, you can usually get in touch with somebody, or at least somebody who's a mod for the team, or has a line of communication with them. So just wanted to say thank you guys for your time. Really glad to be getting back making content, and we'll see you guys for episode 2. Thank you guys. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Thanks, guys. Oh, and I forgot to close it the way I do every video, and how I used to close emails actually when I worked a desk job. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.